Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm just going to be doing my May bullet journal setup for you guys to watch because I was really proud of how it came out this month. So I'm just putting together, like I said, my May bullet journal setup, and I thought I'd just walk you through what I'm doing. So in this clip I'm just doing my title page. I'm using some Tombow dual brush pens. I'm sure we're all very familiar with these pens. And I'm using them to create this really fun panda themed spread layout for this month. The reason for this is I am moving to China with my boyfriend later this year, and this month I have a lot of deadlines and paperwork I have to do for the trip. And one of the things I'm most excited for is seeing the pandas, so I really wanted to do something that was just gonna motivate me and remind me of all the exciting things on the other side of all the paperwork. While I set up by drawing these bamboo and colouring in this little panda that I sketched, I also wanted to say hi. This is my first video on this channel. I am a semi-self-taught artist. I studied art from age 15 to 18 for 4 years in there. 3 or 4 years. I studied fine art, but I then didn't study it for a really long time and didn't do any art in that time, and I've now just been coming back into it and kind of reteaching myself illustration skills. So yeah, my name's Alanis, but I run this YouTube channel under the name Luna, as you probably guessed, and that's because I also do a lot of other things in my life, and it's just a great way to separate my artwork and the sort of chill vibes it gives me from my other stuff that I am up to. So yeah, you can follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of the artwork, and I also have an Etsy shop that I'll link in the bio underneath this video. But yeah, so that's me. I hope you really enjoy this video, and I'll jump back in a minute with some more explanation. Okay, so on this page, I'm doing my monthly grid setup. I've tried a few different setups. I've only been bullet journaling since January, so I've had 5 months now to figure out what I like, and I just like a really simple block setup. So for this page, I just did the title in this green up in the top left-hand corner there, and then at the bottom, I just did these like bamboo forest plants. I'm just all crossing over, which no, it doesn't spell anything. Then they just kind of vaguely look like letters, but yeah, they don't spell anything. It was just kind of what I went with at the time. Something I try and keep in mind in my bullet journal is it's really just a space for me to have fun. It's not my sketchbook, it's not anything serious. So although I do put a lot of time and effort into sketching everything out and colouring and making it look fun, I do try and not put too much sorry, I don't try and put too much pressure on myself to make it look perfect. I really used to be a big perfectionist when it came to this kind of stuff, and I found just a lot of freedom from letting myself make little mistakes and just trying to keep it fun and simple, especially if I'm trying to recreate a page for every single week. It gets very exhausting drawing out really detailed pieces. But I really wanted to do pandas this month. I've been trying to do a different animal every month in my bullet journal, so if you have any suggestions of animals I could do for June, that would be really fun. But yeah, for this month, I really wanted to do pandas. I love bears so much. So it was kind of fun putting these spreads together. So as you can see, I'm just sketching out this little panda friend in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm using a uni pin in 0.2 just to do the added details on top of the Tombow. And then on the bamboo, just to kind of make it look more like the plant, I'm just going in and putting these like little circles, and it's just a really simple and easy way to hint at bamboo instead of drawing really detailed, really colourful plants. This is just a really quick and easy way to do it. You can see here that I'm just starting to draw out the grid. This is sped up. It just looks really slow, and that's just because of the nature of this. As you can see, I don't use a ruler, so it takes a really long time to draw everything out, and I just freehand it, and that's again part of that thing of like just being okay with little mistakes and not putting too much pressure on myself for everything to look perfect. And I also think it kind of adds a bit of character to it for it to not be perfectly straight. Kind of looks a little bit more sort of free, I guess. In case anybody was wondering, each of these squares is 5 by 5 in my bullet journal. It was really difficult laying out this month because it's a really odd shaped month, and it took up quite a lot of space. So yeah, this month is actually the first month in my bullet journal I've made them just completely square, 5 by 5 dots. And I really liked how this spread turned out. It's a little messy, but like I said, I kind of like that about my bullet journal. Then once I had written down all of the numbers and finished the grid and the days of the week, I then just did like a calligraphy style goals title at the side. And I don't always use this section, but sometimes at the beginning of each month I just need a little reminder. And I'm not very good at calligraphy, so again, you can see I write it out kind of in a calligraphy style first, and then I add like the shadow afterwards. I'm still practicing doing it all in one go, and then yeah, that's the spread complete. On this page, I do my brain dump page. I don't always use this page either, but it does come in handy, and it's really helpful for when I just have little things that I need to remember that don't really fit in my weekly spreads. So for this one, I tried to do like the little bamboo doodles as the word brain, and I think I pulled it off just about. It was really tricky not to make it just look like stripy letters, but I think making the eye have leaves kind of helped. And then yeah, I just wrote dump in really small letters underneath, and that worked really well. And then on the right hand side, this is a spread that I've done for several months and I really like, which is my habits tracker, and I always do this page in the same way, but I went back in with the Tombows to do these leaves, and I mean, it was kind of a mess, but I did go in and fix it later with a fine liner, and it looked as good as I could probably get it to look, without it looking a bit ridiculous. So yeah, I went in and fixed it. But yeah, my habits page, I've done the same style for months. I just have 6 mini grids where I don't number the grids. I just put like the initials of the days of the week, like you'll see in a minute. I put like M, T, W at the top, and then I just leave them as grids, and that's a really helpful way for me to track everything. And I just colour in the little boxes, which makes it really fun. Sorry about my messy hair, by the way. This was a really tricky part, so sorry about that. But yeah, this was me just filling in these boxes. It's really not very interesting, so sorry about that. And yeah. you can see here, like I said before, this is me just putting the days of the week above it. And then in terms of labeling them, you'll see I actually didn't label the 6th one. It's because each month I kind of change up my 6th one depending on what I'm doing at the time. So, you know, this one I put study, this one I put walking and art and things that I just like to see whether I get up to them, just with no pressure, just whether I manage to post on social media, whether I manage to work on my podcast, which will also be linked in the description if you want to go and check that out. And then I always try and put a fun quote at the bottom of the page. So I drew out some bamboo, which I think, yeah, just was really colourful. This is me very shakily rubbing out how I wrote part of this quote, because it didn't look quite right, and then I go in and rewrite it, and I think it came out a lot better. But the quote is kind of funny because I really wanted something that related to the theme that I chose for this month. So I went with something really simple, which is "there are no accidents," which is actually a quote from Master Oogway in the Kung Fu Panda movies. And I just thought it was so fitting, but also, you know, really helps remind me that, you know, the universe has a plan and everything happens for a reason and all of those kind of things, which really helps when you're having a bad day. On this page we have another panda drawing. This was the last panda that I drew, because pandas are deceivingly difficult to draw, just because they're so fluffy and so chunky. They don't really have a lot of shape to them, which can make them look quite funny. So I just started by drawing in some bamboo leaves and putting in anything that used my Tombows because I didn't want anything to smudge. And so I drew him in. I think he looks really cute, and I'm so happy again with how this spread turned out. But this spread is made up of 3 sections. So the top left, you can just about see in pencil, is a China to-dos list, and that's kind of what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. Because we're moving to China, there's a lot that we have to do, and it's a very long to-do list, and it's kind of one of those to-do lists where I add to it very sporadically of stuff I remember I need to buy, or stuff I remember that I need to do, or little things that just come to me over time, like, you know, booking a dentist appointment and things like that. Then below that I have a section called highlights, and this is something I only started doing last month. But it's just a place for me to write down my highlights for each day, and just basically a way of doing a little bit of gratitude. I don't always remember to fill it in, but it is quite fun to look back on just the simple things in life that have been happening. And then the top right is the first 2 days of the month. Since we're starting on a weekend, it just kind of made the most sense to put those up in the corner, because I didn't really want to waste an entire spread on just those 2 days, but I didn't want to miss them out either, so they're just up there. And yeah, that's the sort of end of my planning video. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to see from me, please comment them below. I have a few more videos pre-filmed, so hopefully if you like this video, you can go and check out some other videos on my channel, or you can obviously hit subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, I really hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll see you really soon. Bye!